Welcome back to the Bird's Eye View. I am Randy the War Duck, and guess who I am here with? The lovely Mr. Krow. All right.
Everybody has to.
So, so we're gonna start off with one topic, and then we're gonna switch over to Mr. Krow and interview him about his trip to TwitchCon. So, on to the first bit of news here. And that is, of course, Red Dead Redemption is showing up on PC. But
Great game though.
It is a great game. In fact, it was so great that I bought a PS3 and then rebought this game for the fourth or fifth time, so I could play it on PlayStation like a year or two ago. And that still cost me less than what they want to charge you for the PC port, because the PC port is $50, and I got a PlayStation 3 for like $30, and then I got this game for like $13 or something or other. So
no way, that's amazing.
So I can play it in its native PlayStation 3 if I want. I could even probably stream it because I got the Elgato that I haven't used in like ages, so I don't even know if it works anymore. But yeah, so here they are. Red Dead Redemption 1 is coming to PC with a bunch of enhancements this month, a year after very confusing Switch and PS4 port. So
are they saying that they went to the Switch as well?
Yeah, but apparently not to PS5.
Yeah, definitely has not. I hope they enhance it, at least not just port it.
Well, so it comes with some enhancements, like the PC version of RDR is coming with all sorts of enhancements to make John Marston more excruciatingly detailed than ever. That means native 4K resolution and up to 1440 hertz on compatible hardware. Monitors support both ultra wide and super wide, HDR10 support, and full keyboard and mouse functionality. There is also a DLSS 3.7 and FSR 3.0, which I have no idea what those mean. Just like they had in the Real West. Okay.
Okay, so they made it look better.
Yeah, but it's not a remaster. Yeah. So they added. So basically, what they did is they added mod support and then did some texture mods.
Okay.
Put it into the game and say, "Hey, look, we got a PC port." Because that's basically that's without doing a remaster, right? That's all you do.
Yeah, that's all they've done. Yeah.
So basically they added a keyboard mouse mod and some texture mods, and now they want to charge you $50 to play the PlayStation 3 game that came out 15 years ago.
Oh, at least. Yeah, at least.
Now
I want to say I think I had it on Xbox, so
why would you not have remastered this?
that's what I'm wondering. What's the reason of not like putting forth all of that time and effort? Why not just remaster it?
Yeah, it seems odd to me that this is the route they took. As much as I love this game, and like I said, this is probably the third time or maybe even fourth time that I bought this game, because the first time I sold my PlayStation 3 when I got this PlayStation 4, I sold the second version of this that I had. And then I was like, hey, I really want to play this game right before... You know what? No. I bought this right before Red Dead Redemption 2 came out because I wanted to play all the way through. And so I went out and bought a PlayStation 3 and this game. But like I said, it didn't cost me $50 to get both. Wow. And I'm sure now with the PlayStation 5, PlayStation 3s are probably even easier and cheaper to get. And then I'm sure you can find this on, well, it might be getting more rare now, but you used to be able to find them on eBay and all that other stuff on there.
I'm sure you can find them on your local, like, classifieds.
And I bet it's still in my PlayStation 3 right now as we speak, now that I open that up. Yeah.
Now that you open it, it's
Now
like,
that I open it, but you know, here's the thing: is you're buying the rental version because now on Steam, you only get the license, right? You don't get the actual game. I have the actual game with the maps.
Oh, with the map
and all that other stuff, right? This is the Undead Nightmare, and then this is the regular map and stuff.
I'm gonna have to go check my X because I swear I have this on the Xbox. I'm gonna have to go look.
Are you sure it wasn't? Are you sure it wasn't a PS3 exclusive, or did they not do that back then? I don't remember.
I don't know if they did it back then. I'm looking it up.
Yeah, I really can't remember. It seems like it was a PlayStation only game though, but
it was a 360. It was the Xbox 360.
Oh, okay.
And you can buy it a physical copy right now for $30.
$30. Oh man, dude, this is going up in value. I'm gonna have to hold on to this because
you're gonna have to hold on to that.
This is the Game of Year edition also, so yeah.
Oh yeah.
Definitely keeping this and having my grandkids sell it.
Game of the Year pre-owned. You can buy it from GameStop for $18. But the Game of the Year edition for the Xbox is $45.
Wow. So for the PlayStation, how much? 18?
That's used. 18.
Yeah. So, well, you're not gonna find it new. Yeah. So how much is a PlayStation 3 on GameStop? Are they still selling those?
Let's see. Are they still selling them? I doubt it.
You never know.
I tend to wonder if GameStop is even around anymore.
Yeah, they're still hanging in there.
It's not there.
No, all right.
No PlayStation 3.
Well,
you can buy controllers and wait, here we go. $120.
$120? Oh, okay. Go to your local Craigslist or OfferUp and find it with a whole bunch of games for a hell of a lot cheaper than that. I guarantee you, because like I said, I got mine for dirt fucking cheap down the road, picked it up. And it even came with a controller it came with two, but only one of the controllers worked, but whatever, because whatever, you know. And then I think
$20.
I think the controllers might be backward compatible anyway.
Controllers are going for less than $20.
Yeah. Anyway. So there's that. What's your guys' thoughts about $50 for a non-remastered PC port?
It's sad. I think it's sad.
Yeah, I think it's kind of a cash grab.
It's Rockstar. What are they doing? They trying to just buy enough time to be able to build their GTA 6? It's still just a knows what the heck that is. Or if
yeah, I don't know. It just seems odd. It seems an odd move overall. I'm not really sure why they decided to go that direction with it, but it just seems odd that they did that. I don't know. Let's see.
Yeah, I agree. And especially still charging like today's prices.
Yeah, and then they're really pushing this as they're pushing this more for the DLC than anything. I mean, 2 days before Halloween, right? You get Red Dead Nightmare and that. And to be honest, Red Dead Nightmare is really like I think it's one of the best DLCs I've ever played. I don't play a lot of DLCs, but for me, it is definitely one of the better DLCs. It's like its own little game. It's its own game on top of the game, which has nothing to do with the game, which makes it kind of cool.
It was completely different, like different from the game.
Yeah.
But a whole new map and
But $49.99. That's just
crazy for a port.
For a port. For a 14-year-old game at that. So,
Yeah, that's insane.
all right. Well, we
I don't
beat
know.
that dead horse, that red dead horse, for about 10 minutes. So we'll go ahead and
Oh,
put that one to rest.
I definitely won't be buying that one. I'll be waiting
Yeah,
a long time for that one.
yeah. Like I rarely buy brand new full price games. I may buy
Yeah.
a early access if they're doing cheaper. I rarely buy a full price games. This is another one that I'll wait for a year or two and get it on CD keys or Aniba or Insta Gaming for like $8 or $9, and then I'll play it again. And I'll buy it.
Wow.
I'll buy it for the fourth time again. Or I'll just hook up my PlayStation 3 and see if the Elgato still works, and maybe I'll stream in or something. I don't know. We'll see. All right.
Yeah, that'd be
So,
interesting though.
so Mr. Krow went to TwitchCon. When was that, by the way?
September 18th through the 20th or something like that.
All right, so about a month ago.
Yeah, it's been a month.
All right, so where was it?
San Diego.
Is it always in San Diego?
No, last year it was in Vegas, and the year before that it was in San Diego again, and then it was the COVID stuff.
Ah, okay.
So yeah,
So did you go last year? You went last year.
I went last year.
Yeah.
I went last year to Vegas as well. I did not go the year before. I went 2019 was my first time. Then I went to Vegas.
Then COVID, and then you went to Vegas. Okay. All right. So
basically, I went in 2019, and then what was it? 5 months later, COVID hit.
So when I think of something like TwitchCon, I think it being very related to just streaming. Is that the case?
It's yes and no. It's very not just towards streaming, but it's heavily geared towards streaming for sure.
So when you go, like, if you don't know anything about TwitchCon, how would you describe TwitchCon?
It's got a big venue for all the stuff that you use for streaming. So like
a bunch of different vendors that have streaming gear.
Tons of those, yes. And you'll have well, shoot, what's the Corsair? You got Scuff. You've got a lot of the games are there. The game manufacturers are there too. Like I always feel bad, so I go with my son as well. And last year when we went to Vegas, farming simulator guys were there, and nobody was ever at their booth. Like I felt bad for them. Well, this year they were there again, and I this time I stopped by to at least grab a pin and say hi, and just because I felt bad. They're always there, and there's nobody ever at their booth. But they do some pretty cool stuff. But yeah, there's other like the games that people play. So like what is it, the Escape Tarkov Arena, something like that. I think that was big this year. The finals, the finals in Vegas. The fun pimps were there, but they were not there this time. They didn't have a booth. The guys were there. I talked to them, but they didn't have a booth this time. Yeah, you get a lot of like Elgato, Corsair. What's that? The green streaming one. I can't remember now. It's a break off of OBS.
Streamlabs.
Streamlabs is there. And what's the Rocket one too? It's another one that like Streamlabs. It's I always remember their icons more than I do the other stuff. But yeah, so in the main venue area.
So you got like Streamlabs, Stream Elements.
Yeah, you got Stream Elements. OBS was there, but there was only 2 guys there. They didn't have a booth. They were actually at one of the events so when you go to TwitchCon, there's so much to do. There's like that's just the venue. Like what is it? War of Tanks had a huge venue there. Arena Breakout was there, and that's a game I'm definitely wanted to talk to you about. That one looks good.
Arena Breakout.
Arena Breakout. That's the one that's kind of getting me into looking at the computers again. So they usually have stations. You can go play these games. You can test them and try them all out and get shirts and lots of swag.
Is
But
Arena
it,
Breakout like a PUBG and
no,
I don't know what this game. It's
it
not a
isn't. Do you remember the game Valorant? Do
yeah
you know of the game?
yeah.
It's like
All
Valorant.
right,
So
so
you have like your little thing. You go into the arena. You go gather your stuff to get resources and try to escape.
okay.
So it reminded me of Valorant, and I loved Valorant. I thought Valorant was a lot of fun. It just had its glitches on the console for me, and you know me, I've played console a lot more, so I didn't.
We're
I
gonna
was just
fix
like,
that.
okay, I've done what I've done. I'm out of here.
We're gonna
So
fix
yeah,
that.
my
We're gonna computerize you.
my son is definitely now that I've got a better computer, and now that okay, so this last TwitchCon, we were able to get a better computer. My son also got a better computer. I gave my old computer to my other son, which he was like, "I don't want a new computer. I just want yours. It's fine." He's got a better computer, and they love playing on the computer as
Yeah.
well. And so, yeah, my son Minnie is trying to get me big time into the computer stuff.
Yeah, once I got used to playing on the keyboard a little more with the mouse, any type of a shooter, I just can't play any other way. I
Yeah,
just it's just so much easier for me. And then I got into Arma, and then Arma like that's keyboard or bust, you know. Then that's got like so many
it's
different
got
keyboard combinations and all that stuff. And then
yeah.
once and then I'm playing Arma, which has really got me comfortable with the keyboard and mouse to where now it's almost uncomfortable for me to try to play some games on a controller.
Oh, really? Okay.
So because I got so used to, doing all the keys and everything and using the mouse, and I could just aim so much better with the mouse too. So, but
Oh yeah, my aim is a ton better with a mouse,
so
but
so how many days did you spend at TwitchCon?
three.
3
Spent 3
days.
days.
Was that is
So
that is that the whole
Thursday,
event or you
Friday.
go for a
Oh,
part?
sorry. Oh, so it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You
Okay.
can go for the whole thing. On Saturday, they also have a night event, so we went to that as well. Uh, but
Which
you can go pick up your badge, typically
so
on
so what
Thursday.
was the night event you went to?
So this time, the night event was they rented out, I think, like 6 blocks of the gaslight station. Like it's downtown area. It's right down there. And they had different things to do. So one of the areas was all about karaoke. So people were signing up to get up on
Oh,
stage and just kind of karaoke. And another one, it was kind of like a little DJ. So the DJ was there just playing some different music here and there. And at the other one, trying to remember what we didn't make it that far, but like so along the street as well were all there's tons of restaurants and stuff. What they did is they just had the restaurants bring out all some of their food, right? And
oh.
it's kind of like imagine it as I kind of assumed it was kind of like appetizers. So you got like a lot of sliders. We had buffalo wings. We had like there was some shrimp kind of thing.
So how
There was
much were they?
also it was free. It was included.
Oh, wow.
You
Okay.
just Yeah, so the party, you just showed up at the party and and there was just so much. There was like an Italian, there was some Mexican themed, there was barbecue, there was pizza. I mean, it just yeah, you just kind of walked through and it was just like, yeah, I'll take some, I'll take some, I'll take some, and just there was lots of food, lots of partying, and just it was good times. It included drinks as well, so you could get your water water was unlimited water was included, and I'm trying to think. I did see a few sodas. Then with your price, there was I think it was 3 or 4 alcoholic beverages.
So how
So
much was it for the night event?
I don't remember. I paid for it in like March, so
Oh, okay.
it's expensive. I
Way in
do want to say
advance.
that. I want to say it was like near $200,
Just for the
and we
night
were
event.
there from like 7 to they finally kicked us out. Like they closed down the thing and started getting people to. I think we're there about 10:30, 11 o'clock, somewhere around there.
All right. So Friday morning, or so Friday, when does the thing kick off?
It started at 10 o'clock.
10
Doors
a.m.
opened at 10 a.m.
All right. Would you say that most people showed up right when it opens, or do
No,
people wait?
oh, people wait. Like
Okay.
Minnie and I, we would get there about 40 minutes early. So we're going there, around 9:30 ish, and we were already in line. Like there was already a huge line. It took us, I think on Friday, it took us about, I want to say about 15, maybe 20 minutes to get in the door.
Well, that's not too
Because
bad
I
though.
wanted to try to make it to I wanted to try to make it to the opening ceremony. So they open
Oh,
at 10, and the opening ceremony was you had to get to the room, or if you will, or the theater, and then I think that started at 10:30.
so what
And
is the opening ceremony?
so they kind of welcome you, they're like, "Hey, welcome to TwitchCon. This year we're going to be doing this." They kind of do some new announcements of things. They also do a recap of what's happened, that like who's some new upcoming people that were exposed to this year, if you want to say that. They also start talking about the latest and greatest memes that they're going to be introducing for the year, um, badges and stuff like that. They also they bring out the main CEO guy as well, and he starts talking about things that they're looking forward to in the future, what they're working on, what they've accomplished, what they last year, what they've accomplished, what they heard, and what he gives you a little bit of teasers of what's coming out in the next year. So things like that. Those are kind of the opening ceremonies. It's about an hour long.
All right. So then, what did you do after the opening ceremony?
Um After opening ceremony, my son loves to go down and look at just like who are all the vendors who've come here.
Oh.
He goes in awe. He loves walking through that. It felt a little smaller this year than
Yeah.
it did in Vegas. But I'll also say that I thought Vegas was smaller than when I went in 2019 at the first time at San Diego. But it's still a good time. It's nice to interact with the people there. One of the people that we like to go talk to is Todd from Gamer Subs. We go talk to him quite frequently and go see what they're up to, and just we like to rub shoulders again with some of the people that we've seen around.
Mhm.
Um, get a lot of I don't know if anybody knows like Nutty from
Yeah.
he okay, Nutty.
Mhm.
Nutty was there last year in Vegas, and he was there this year as well. And he hangs out a lot at the Cosair Elgato kind of area. And so he's also fun to kind of go rub shoulders with and be like, "Hey, what are you doing this year? Like what's coming
Yeah.
up? What have you learned?" Um, they also have a lot of breakouts. Like, so yeah, we went to the venue just to kind of go look at all of these things, and we usually end up being there for hours, just trying to kind of until about lunch.
Yeah.
We go and grab something to eat from there, and then we usually will try to break out and go to this class, or this learning experience or that learning experience. They have a lot of community meetups as well. So I usually go to the horror, uh, like meet up with all the different people who enjoy genre, I guess is what you'd say. And so yeah, I meet up a lot of people over there with Dead by Daylight community, and the 7 Days to Die was there as well. Run into the Fun Pimps. They're always. I don't want to say they're always there, but I've run into them the past 2 times now. They weren't there in
Did you
2019 for
tell them to
sure.
quit updating the fun out of their game?
Well, they're trying to get all of the graphics updated. They're trying to get ported over properly and keeping that license with them, something that they've learned from the fun, not from the Fun Pimps, but Telltale. Um, they also just released the update. I think it came out a week or two ago. They are working on crossplay as well now. That's going to be one of their bigger updates that's coming out for they were hoping for Q4, but I think they're more realistically they're targeting Q1 because it's kind of out of their hands. They have to
Yeah.
get some stuff approved from
Yeah.
Microsoft and Sony and all this kind of stuff, so they're just waiting and getting that stuff over. And they are working on another game that's called Blood Moon. I think it's called Blood Moon. So looking into that one as well. So it's always fun to just like yeah, and that's just like going into the main area.
Mhm.
Once you break out and you go talk to different people, meet with different people, you kind of hear what people are doing and how they've grown their channels, and you kind of you asked if it's a lot about streamers, and it kind of is because when you break away from that kind of stuff, you're definitely getting into the more streamers. You're finding the people that the community that you hang out with online, you're meeting in person.
Hmm.
You're kind of going around and doing things with that. But there's a whole lot of other stuff going on. There's usually like tournaments are going on. I know in Las Vegas they had the Minecraft tournament thing going on. This time they had I can't remember. I think it was the finals and also Escape from Tarkov Arena or something. I can't remember that. It's like Tarkov Escape Arena. But there was a lot of people playing that. Saw lots of Valorant play, and so like you can kind of go into this gym area and sit into these booths and you just watch your favorite streamer up there, and even teammates too that are sitting up on the stage, and you can see them all up there playing, and you
Hmm.
just you get live commentary as well, so that was kind of fun. Minnie actually had the chance to go up there on stage and play against the pros. He got his butt handed to him, but it was fun. It was interesting commentary. Yeah, just listening to and being involved, with the audience there. Like I don't know a lot of the streamers up there,
Yeah.
but they'll say something and you hear their fans come up and you're just like, oh, good for him. It's just interesting. It's fun.
Yeah.
Just fun time.
Nice. Nice.
But yeah,
So
there's so much to do,
so
so much.
what
But you can go just one day or two or all
so
three.
what was your highlight of your trip there?
Um, my highlight. We sat and played Arena Breakout for hours, man. I was having a blast with this game. This Arena Breakout was a blast. So I would say between that and meeting up with some of the horror community guys again was fun to rub shoulders with. Um, Otts was there from Dead by Daylight. If anybody plays that, he's a huge guy there. So it was fun to meet him. And Skirms was there, so I met him as well. It was just fun to be able to ask them, talk to them. That was more of my highlight, was just socializing. And I suck at keyboard and mouse, but man, I had so much fun with the Arena Breakout. And listening to the people behind me make fun of me too. Like, what is he doing? I'm like, I don't know. I don't know how to crouch. I'm jumping a lot.
All right, so
Yeah.
Arena Breakout, Tactical Extraction FPS. Is this free? Wait, what? Is this
At
a
the
free
moment
game?
that I know of, yes, it was free. I think right now it's only out on mobile, and they have it out on computer for beta. That's what
Oh,
I was playing their beta, and it was I didn't enjoy playing. I may make some enemies here too, but like Tarkov, we went and played the Arena Escape from Arena and Tarkov, and I didn't like that one as much. It seemed mobility, the movement and stuff, it just wasn't as on par. But this one was it just flowed really well. It reminded me of like say the movement of Rainbow Six, if you will.
hmm.
So
Interesting.
it's fun.
And so,
I
so
didn't even
it's
get to
it's
play
an
this.
extraction shooter then? Is that what it is?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, so it's very much like Vigor. You
oh,
go
yeah.
into it, you play it, you get your equipment that you want, you need, and then you extract. And yes, there's loot, there's special loot that you can go in and get, right? Like you can go in and get the big loot. it was a lot of fun. Right now, I think it's out on mobile. Was the biggest thing. But yeah, it's turned me into wanting to look into getting it for the. I don't know how I would play it on. It reminded me of Vigor because when you go to the menu, you can kind of, you got your backpack. You've got to put things in certain way. You can only carry so much.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
you
that's
got
like
to use.
Tarkov.
Yeah, it's like yeah, same concept. Um, but it just was.
So you should
I don't
really
know
look
how I
up.
would
You should really look at Gray Zone Warfare.
grades on warfare.
Gray Zone Warfare. So because Gray Zone Warfare is you can either do PvP or just PvE and not have the other
Okay.
player part of it, but it's a persistent world, and you like so you go into the world and then you fly to the zone, but there's no real time limit. Your limitation is based on how much ammo, food, and water you have,
Okay.
and then and then you have to fly back to end your deployment kind of, and to be able to save. If you die out in the world, your stuff is dropped there. You can
Yeah.
go you
Yeah.
can go back and get it if nobody takes it, but it's there until you die again, and then it disappears.
In Arena
So
Breakout, sorry, it was not. I don't think I died and lost my stuff. Vigor was like that too. You
yeah.
would go in. I would take my crappiest stuff, until I got better,
Gear
just
fear,
until
yeah.
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 And so this one, I didn't lose this one you didn't lose your stuff, but yeah, Gray Zone sounds, yeah, exactly like
So
what I'm
was
thinking.
Breakout like the game that, out of all the games that you were there, was this the one that you didn't know about, or you knew about it beforehand and now it got you more involved in it, or what?
Didn't know anything about it. Like I walked over, like when we walked in, they had a big, huge booth. Just it was massive. I mean, they had, I would say, probably close to 30, maybe even 40 computers, PCs,
Wow.
for people to stand in line and try. And lots of that I didn't know about this game at all prior. It was definitely one where I walked in and I'm like, "Ooh, what's this?" And so I went and checked it out. Last year, I think it was Tarkov, and I waited in line thinking I was going to. I don't know if I shared this with anyone but last year it was in Vegas. I was waiting in line to go play the game, so I thought. Once I got up there, the lady was like, "Okay, so which one do you want?" And I was like, what do you mean, which one do I want?" And she pulls out this paper and she's like, it has all these little pins on it, it looks like, and she's like, which tattoo did you want? And I was like, wait, what? I waited in line for 30 minutes to go get a tattoo, and I was like, no, never mind, I'm not getting a tattoo of Tarkov. So
That's funny.
yeah, this one I waited in line to play the game, and then we were lucky enough to
I
be able
bought
to just stay there.
Tarkov a few years ago, and it's a game that like I only play with friends, and
You know?
and then I only play a certain, because here's the thing with Tarkov, there's so many cheaters in Tarkov. That's really killed that game, and that's always been the problem with Tarkov, is the cheaters, and the developers of Tarkov don't really do anything about it, because they say, well, every time you buy my game, it's $100, so I don't care. We just ban you. And if you buy it again, then so what? Then we just ban you again. And so they don't really do a whole lot about the cheaters, right? But like, because I played with some really good people, and we turned a corner, and both of us were killed by the same person with a headshot within a second of each other.
Oh wow.
Yeah, which is pretty much impossible in that game. And so we knew automatically, it was somebody that was cheating or whatever. And it's just stuff like that, especially with, you take all your gear in, and then, you get cheated, and then you lose it all, and you're like, what the fuck? It's just, I don't know. That really turned me off of Tarkov. That's kind of why I quit playing it. And then the other people that I played with also quit playing it. So I'm just like, okay.
And that was kind of where it did give me that feeling of like the DayZ type games.
Mhm.
I like you could go in, you can go into this map, you go into the world, you go do some stuff, find some this and that, you make I like those kind of games.
Yeah,
I
and that's
really
really
do.
why I gravitated toward Gray Zone, because at the
Okay.
persistent world, when you die, your body stays there.
Yeah.
So if you're with a partner, your partner can, heal you
Kind of guard.
also. Well, not only that, if you
Oh,
get downed,
okay.
if you don't get headshot down, if you get downed like from blood loss or something, you go into a coma, but they can heal you with their medical gear and get you back up. If you die, you just jump back on a helicopter and you go back over there, and hopefully your buddy didn't die also. Or if you did, then you grab some guns and you go back over there and you pick up your body and all your gear and then continue on with whatever you're doing. I
Yeah,
like
I'm gonna
that
have to look into
aspect a lot more than the timed raid part of Tarkov. I'm
that.
a especially because of my military background. I'm a much more deliberate type movement style. That whole just running around, running gun thing doesn't never really um, interested me as much. Like why I don't
Yeah.
play Call of Duty, because it's just so arcadey to me that I just can't get behind it. Um,
Yeah.
but that's just my own personal preference. It's also why I gravitated toward like the Sims, like Arma or Squad or some of those games that are a little more realistic in their combat stuff. Um,
I'm
but
gonna have to look into Arma too.
I
Is
mean,
it Arma
you can
3?
get yeah, but the thing about Arma 3 is you have to wait because they go on sale for super dirt cheap sometimes, and then they'll go back up in price. So every once in a while, Bohemia will sell them dirt cheap. They
Nice.
have a newer temporary version out called Armor Reforger, which is basically a test bed for them to develop Arma 4 and allow modders to go in and build stuff and build games and build things using their models, so they can learn from that and just make their game better and better. So like
Nice.
it's kind of an interesting thing. And like, so because one of the things that we always loved in Arma was to play this mode called Escape, and you start off in prison with a pistol and a backpack, and then you have to fight your way out, and then you take the guards guns and you outfit yourself, and then you travel around and you're looking for a way to radio a helicopter to come pick you up, and you're getting more gear, and you're always on the run, and you're always fighting somebody, and then the helicopters say, okay, meet me here, and then you run over there and you got to kind of defend the area until the helicopters get there, and then you got to jump on the helicopter. That was always super fun for all of us as a group to play.
Yeah.
I got on Reforger the other day and I saw some people had started building a similar scenario. So
Nice. Okay.
so I don't know, but those are more sims. Those are more serious run and gun. You can get into some, like, I got into a server and they were like hardcore RP. And I was like, okay, this is leaving a little bit too much for me. And
This
I
is a
was in
little
the
too much.
military. I was like, okay, but that then you can. I mean, there's just so much with that game. It's been around so long. They still come out with like people are still modding scenarios that you can buy and play a whole game of scenarios, like 20 hours of a scenario or something like that.
Wow.
Like they have this one about this alien artifact stuff, and so there's just a lot they can do. And I'm definitely glad that you're finally. I've tried so hard over the last 5 or 6 years to get you on a computer. I'm glad you're finally going there, because there's a lot like we can explore and stuff, and go back and play some old games that you never were able to play because you weren't on PC.
Yeah.
So
And it's definitely, yeah, these are a lot more down my alley. I really enjoy those. I'm much like you. Call of Duty, kind of stuff like that. I'm the camper. They call me the camper
yeah, oh yeah,
because I'm like, dude, it's called sniping. Welcome to
yeah.
war. Like, I don't care. Like, I don't go ahead and call me that. Like, that is, but then
Yeah.
they do the watch cam and they just run and run at you. And
Yeah, they
I'm
jump
like,
around like a kangaroo, and yeah, I'm like, what the
yeah,
fuck, dude? It's
I'm
like,
like, yeah, I kind of have the more realistic scenario. I love
yeah.
that kind of grind. But I do like the big world kind of stuff. I do love the survival kind of like. I like it when you can go in there and you don't have to go search for the apples and the and what you're going to eat and go hunt and do all that. It kind of takes some of it out of it, and I
Yeah.
enjoy that where you can. But it was fun. I learned. It was definitely eye opening this last TwitchCon, just because I went to a lot of those events,
So if
those
there's one
get
thing you
togethers, those
learned, what was
gatherings.
that one thing you learned?
That I'm not alone on trying to learn how to play a PC, even though like that is intimidating to me. Like I listen to you. I've seen you, when you stream and I watch, and I'm like, this. I have not played on a computer since 1999. Like it's just I it's but yeah, everybody's like it. Like everybody's just like, you just get used to it. You just
Yeah,
figure it
you
out.
just
You
gotta
just
jump
work
in
through
and
this.
play. And I mean, I'm gonna I'm gonna out myself here. Um, is here's my keyboard, right?
The keys are completely white.
AWS. You can see I don't go right very often. I'm a left guy for some reason. I don't know why that is. I don't go right very often, but
That's funny.
it's just totally worn out. So, but yeah, I mean, I've had this SteelSeries keyboard forever, and
Okay.
and it's done me really good. I looked up getting another one, and then I was like, I wonder if I could just buy some buttons for it, or.
And my
But
son, he's got me into it, So yes, we've got the computers now. I had to go out and buy a new keyboard. So
oh, there you go.
I now so I've now got a new keyboard that is made for it. He made me go get a mouse as well, so now I have a better mouse. I
Yeah,
used to
see,
just have
I
a
got
regular
me
mouse.
I got me a real nice SteelSeries mouse,
Okay,
super light.
I got the Logitech G502X. So it's got buttons, a lot more buttons than what I'm used
Yeah,
to.
you
And on
know,
top of
and
that,
that's the thing is I had a mouse with tons of buttons. This one, there you go. This one has the two, it has
uh-huh.
the wheel. It's
Uh-huh.
got one button on top and it's got two on the left, on right
Okay.
here. I tried some with it had all. It was just a little bit too much for me. Like I can do that
Okay.
on the left hand on the keyboard part, but for some reason on the right hand on the mouse part, that's just too much for me. So I've
Yes.
narrowed it down to just just a few buttons for me on the mouse, and that's worked out for me. And I don't do. A lot of people are into the wireless. I don't do that because
Yeah, I don't do wireless.
I hate it when my headset goes out from the battery and I have to swap it out. I just can't be doing that with my mouse. So
Yeah.
I stay
Yeah,
wired.
I that's what I learned the most is because I went to a lot of those communities and they're very. It's all right, man. You just gotta jump in there. You just gotta do it. We're all there once. You just don't hold yourself up to that kind of a standard. That's what I walked away with.
Yeah.
From the thing that I always walk away with from Twitch is how embracing everyone is, no matter what. It's like just everybody is they're there to just have a good time, make new friends, and just do what they can to honestly help others get
Yeah.
involved in what they're doing. And that's what I walked away this last time. Was like, all right, I really got to just jump into these because these games, there's very few on the console.
Yeah.
And when they are on the console, they're very frustrating because they've kind of just ported it over to make it work for the console,
Yeah.
and navigation is tough, but it's doable, and we make our way through it. But it's
Not as fun.
I just got to jump in there, and
Yeah.
and yes, like you said, there's so much more. Just talking about the one game that led me this way, and you're like, here's 3 games that you should probably go try.
Yeah. Okay, so we have drugged this out to 45
Yes.
minutes. It was a fantastic talk. I'm glad we got back on here to do a bird's eye view together, and more to come. But with that,
Yeah.
I hope you guys enjoyed our talk with Mr. Krow about TwitchCon and our little rant about Red Dead Redemption. But with that, we are out of here today. Much love, all.
All
We
right,
will catch
everyone.
you next time.
See you guys. Bye.